President Donald Trump's recent executive orders authorizing significant tariffs on goods from Canada, Mexico, and China mark a dramatic escalation in trade policy and potentially herald the beginning of a damaging trade war with three of the United States' most important trading partners. The sweeping tariffs, implemented under the authority of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEEPA, are set to take effect this weekend, triggering widespread concern among economists and international relations experts. The move follows months of escalating tensions and threats of retaliatory measures from the affected countries. The orders detail a 25% tariff on all goods imported from Mexico and Canada, a decision that has sent shockwaves through NA. This unprecedented level of taxation on such a broad range of products promises to significantly disrupt established trade relationships and potentially lead to increased prices for consumers in all three nations. Further exacerbating the situation, a 10% tariff has been levied on Canadian oil exports, a crucial energy source for the United States. Simultaneously, a 10% tariff on a range of unspecified goods from China has been implemented. This multifaceted approach aims to address what the administration frames as a national emergency stemming from the flow of illicit substances, specifically fentanyl, across the U.S. borders with Canada and Mexico. The administration cites concerns that the precursor chemicals used in the production of fentanyl originate in China, thus implicating all three nations in the crisis. The justification for invoking IEEPA, a law typically reserved for national security emergencies, remains highly contentious. Critics argue that the economic rationale for these tariffs is weak and that they represent a disproportionate response to the fentanyl crisis. They contend that the tariffs will ultimately harm American consumers and businesses more than they will deter the flow of illegal drugs. Furthermore, the lack of transparency regarding the specific goods targeted by the tariffs in China has fueled anxieties about the potential for arbitrary and discriminatory application. Beyond the immediate impact on Canada, Mexico, and China, Trump's actions have also fueled apprehension regarding potential future trade conflicts. The administration's repeated threats to impose tariffs on the European Union add to the growing uncertainty surrounding global trade. The prospect of a multi-front trade war involving several of the world's largest economies looms large, threatening to disrupt global supply chains, stifle economic growth, and potentially trigger retaliatory measures that could further escalate the situation. The long-term consequences of this aggressive trade policy remain unclear, but the immediate effect is a surge in global economic anxiety and a significant deterioration of the US's standing on the international stage. The deployment of such a blunt instrument as widespread tariffs, without clear evidence of their effectiveness or consideration of potential unintended consequences, raises serious doubts about the strategic soundness of the administration's approach. The coming weeks and months will be critical in determining the extent of the damage inflicted and whether diplomatic solutions can be found before the trade disputes spiral further out of control. The international community watches with bated breath, unsure of the ultimate consequences of this bold and potentially devastating gamble.